Welcome back, DPP fans, and today we need to talk about the new Hot Pursuit gameplay mode because I think these last 2 days we've all just experienced the cracks in this game mode, and they're pretty glaring ones. So, if you don't know, basically today, as of recording this video, the current playlist is A plus class racers. So, not bad, right? But then you realize the fact that the cops are still S plus class from 2 days ago when we had S class racers. So you're asking yourself, why is this important? Well, it's very important because there's a difference, or a significant difference, when you have cops that are 2 levels higher and cops that are 1 level higher than the racers. Because there's a pretty significant jump from each class, like A class to A plus class, A class plus class to S class, and S class to S plus class. So when you basically don't remove the limit for the cops and just keep them S plus class, and you make them go up against A class and A plus class racers, that's gonna cause significant balancing issues due to the fact that basically the racers have nothing to really fight against them except for like their wits and their know-how and just their ability to like drive. And even then, if you get like cops that are coordinated and know what they're doing, it becomes damn near impossible to get away. So in this clip right here, I have my A plus class Testarossa. It's really quick, does like 200 miles an hour, yada yada yada, but the caveat to this is that its acceleration is absolutely trash. You compare that to the R34 Skyline right there, to the other Porsches that are in like the high speed category of the cops. That basically means a death sentence if I get slowed down, and cops have a lot of means to slow you down, considering the fact they are overall faster than me. If they have an EMP, it's over. Like, there's just nothing I can do, because not only does my acceleration suck, but EMP just basically locks me out of basically movement for like an extended period of time, which is very drastic if you ask me. But we'll talk about that later. But yeah, let's talk about the first thing I would change to quote try to balance this out, because this needs to be fixed. Number one, basically make all the cops like at least 1 tier higher, no more than that. Because when you have cops that are 2 or even 3 tiers higher than the race cars you're racing against or trying to catch, that basically makes it near impossible for the racers to even get away if we don't even have pursuit tech or any other means to stop them. Because when cops have as much speed and as much hacks as they have, considering the fact that they can just have infinite number of revives or repairs, and just every time they get crashed out, they just respawn. But if you get crashed out, it's over. And they get like, bro, what? Okay, let's be honest here. You should basically make it to where the cops have a limited number of lives, or at the very least put them on a significant cooldown if they do get crashed out, because it's not fair for them just to come back and just us have nothing to show for it. Because even if you say the repair shops on the maps, there's only some maps where the repair shops are in very good places and convenient places, but other than those specific maps, some of the repair shops are far and few between. Either that, or they're just not even on the course to where it's even accessible, and you're putting yourself in an even more compromising position. So yeah, with that, I just say put the cops 2 tiers lower, or at least 1 tier higher than the current racers for the current event, because that's probably the most fair. Alright, let's talk about number 2. Make the cops either have a bigger cooldown for the redeployment, which basically means they can teleport in front of you like 500 yards in front of the highest driver, or just put a limit on how many times they can do it. Because, dude, cops should not be able to teleport infinitely in front of you, especially if they're the players. If they're the player cops, they're just going to use that every time they miss you and say, okay, reset. I can just respawn 500 yards ahead of you and just watch you from there. Bro, no. Because that's not it. It's just not it. Because that just gives them more opportunities to throw you off your game And if they actually coordinate, one cop keeps you busy, one cop teleports in front of you, and then next thing you know, if it's an SUV, they're coming at you like a freaking rhino from 2005 Most Wanted. And we already know how those things are. So yeah. And another solution to the teleporting cops thing that I decided on was that, hey, we could just make it to where they can only teleport to the car that's closest to them instead of just teleporting to the guy in front. Because let's be honest, if you're a racer and you're basically outpacing the rest of the pack and any of those cops recognize that, they're just going to teleport up to you. And next thing you know, you're just going to have a whole bunch of cops on your ass and just hounding you specifically, allowing the other drivers to catch up and sneak past if they find it possible. Which basically punishes, you're basically getting punished for being a really good driver, which is not good. Like, that's not a good incentive. So for that reason, I say, if you want to teleport to the car that's closest to you on like the distance meter, like on the top left. If it's like compared to a car that's like over 1,000 yards away, compared to a car that's like 2,000 yards, 200 yards away, you should teleport to the car that's 200 yards away instead of just directly to the leader. That way, the leader gets rewarded for breaking away from the pack, and the cops get rewarded for basically tracking down that leader and hunting him down and saying, alright, I came close enough to where he's the closest person, I could teleport in front of him. Instead of just having a free, oh, he's all the way up there, I shouldn't let him get away, so I'll just leave this guy back here and go focus on him. Like, that's just kind of cheap. So, next thing I would change is the pursuit tech. The pursuit tech in this is broken. Like, and I'm talking more broken than the freaking Rivals pursuit tech. First, we'll start off with like the least broken, the spike strips. It's a simple fix. Make the spike strips affect other cop racers. It's literally to the point to where they could just drop their spikes and they just don't care. Sure, it could be a bit of inconvenience as they get knocked into the air or knocked to the side, but come on. We can't just be dropping spikes everywhere and not have anybody getting punished for it or any cops getting punished for it, bro. Let friendly fire be a thing. It helps control that mess. Number 2, ESF. Honestly, the ESF is honestly not too bad. I mean, sure, it can be a little inconvenient at times, but it's really not that big a deal. Sure, it could be annoying since you're a racer, you have no real means to defending against it, but then again, that's really what ESF is really meant to be. Number 2, and this is probably number 3, this is probably the biggest one that we need fixed. Nerf the EMP duration. You guys don't understand that the EMP duration is so absurd that if you're in a car that's like A or A plus, if you get hit with that and the cops manage to surround you in that instance, it's over. Like, it's literally over. It takes so long to start your car back up that if the cop is right there next to you and he starts busting you, by the time you get back up, the bust meter will already be so low that if you start moving, it's a very high probability you're not even going to be able to get away. And that's it. It's over. I've had that happen to me once, twice, and I've done it to other people. It's not good. It's so unbalanced. Even the EMP from Rivals wasn't that broken because A, it was balanced by the fact that it took a good minute to lock onto the target, and during that a target has more opportunity to get away, break the lock, and so on and so forth. And even when the lock did hit, it didn't even do, like, it was the duration that was less than half of this EMP's current duration. So in that sense, nerf the EMP duration and just make the lock on longer to give racers a better opportunity to get away from it or break the sight. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to really say in terms of just these last 2 days were rough, man. Like, I've honestly never felt so cheated out of certain things before due to just the fact that these cops are so broken that people have just decided to just give up mid-race and just become a cop to just earn more points, because when you're A class or A plus class going up against S plus class cops that basically have no risk in doing the things that they do, It's honestly better just to go become a cop and just help them out and then start busting racers to get more points. Because when you do that, then you basically get more money, you have better opportunity to get XP, and just so on and so forth. So yeah, Unbound developers, if this ever finds you at all, I don't know if it will, please make the cop cars a little more balanced, nerf some of the pursuit tech, make that easier to deal with, and just overall, we just need to patch this up as quickly as possible. Otherwise, this game mode is going to be very polarizing, and I don't want it to get a bad rep. I feel like this game mode is very good for this game, and just gives us some of that nostalgia of some of the older Need for Speed games, and just makes this game better overall. And I hate to see such a glaring issue just drag that down. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. Hope you guys liked it. Like, comment, and subscribe. This is sort of like a little bit of a rant and also a bit of like how I would fix the issues type of video. I'll talk to you guys again later from another video. With that, peace.